As the movie begins, a pregnant woman named Natalia is shown. Then it is time for her to give birth. Alina, Natalia's mother, is also there. Natalia's condition is making her uncomfortable, so her mother takes her to the hospital immediately. Because it's late at night, most doctors are not there. However, a nurse is there to help her. Now Natalia gives birth to a child. When they see the baby, they are all shocked and worried. The reason is unbelievable. The baby starts to float. Natalia is also surprised. She then tells her mother that an angel baby has been born in their family. Being knowledgeable and experienced, Natalia's mother realizes that this baby is different. And it's true. The baby was born without gravity. They are not safe there, so they leave the hospital. Despite the nurse saying it's not time for them to go yet, they ignore her and head home. When they arrive, Natalia's mother asks her a strange question. She asks if Natalia remembers the baby's caretaker, but Natalia cannot recall any guardian. Then her mother says this child is not normal and they must keep it a secret. They could face a lot of problems if anyone finds out. They name the baby Oscar. Oscar is indeed an unusual child. Taking care of him is not easy. He would stick to the ceiling for a long time if left alone. His grandmother makes special straps to keep him on the ground. They also make the ceiling soft and fluffy so he won't get hurt. They fear that if they leave him outside alone, he might float away into space. So, they are very careful with Oscar. His mother and grandmother take great care of him. Oscar starts to grow but stays inside the house. His grandmother doesn't allow him to go outside. He watches Superman cartoons at home and imagines himself as a superhero. Oscar often asks his mother, Natalia, why they don't let him go outside. They usually ignore his questions. Oscar sees people through the window, including kids going to school. He watches them play with longing eyes, wishing for a free life. He feels like he might be trapped there forever. One day, Oscar tries to escape through the window, frustrated with being confined. But his grandmother catches him and gets angry. She seals all the windows and tells Oscar he will never go outside like the other kids. He will study at home. Hearing this, Oscar's mother gets angry too. She argues that they can't keep him locked up forever. Eventually, Oscar's mother gets a jacket with 2 stones in its pockets to keep him from floating away. She takes Oscar outside, ignoring her mother's warnings. She tells Oscar not to tell anyone his secret, like how Superman keeps his identity secret. One day, Oscar and his mother go shopping. He bumps into a girl named Agata, causing her to drop her things. Agata gets mad and hands him 2 water bottles, saying it's his punishment to carry them to her house. Oscar doesn't want to but agrees when Agata insists. He goes with her without telling his mother. Carrying the heavy bottles and stones makes him feel a bit heavy. So, he drops the stones from his pockets. Oscar and Agata become friends. When they get to her house, Agata asks for the water bottles back. But Oscar refuses, knowing he'll float away without them. Agata, being a kid, grabs the bottles from Oscar, causing him to start floating. Luckily, the area is enclosed, so he doesn't float too high. Agata is amazed and calls him Superman. Oscar asks her for help. She quickly goes inside and brings a pink bag filled with stones. Their plan works, and Oscar comes back down. They become best friends. Oscar tells Agata to keep his secret. Meanwhile, his mother and grandmother are worried about his disappearance. They search for him, thinking he might have floated away. His mother finds the stones on the ground that she had put in his pockets. Oscar returns home with Agata's bag and tells his mother about her. His mother asks if he told her the secret, but Oscar lies and says no. Oscar and Agata continue to meet for many days. One day, Oscar's mother finds out that Agata knows the secret. She forbids him from meeting her. Agata comes to their house but is sent back by Natalia. People in their neighborhood start getting suspicious, thinking that Natalia and her mother mistreat Oscar since he doesn't go outside or attend school. They report this to the police, who warn Natalia to send Oscar to school. Under pressure, they send him to school. Oscar's mother takes him there, fearing he'll never live a normal life. Feeling hopeless, Natalia decides to move away with Oscar, leaving their home. Many years pass, and Oscar grows up. His mother grows old, and his grandmother passes away. Oscar still keeps the pink bag Agata gave him and lives a secretive life. He and his mother take care of each other, but Oscar grows bored and frustrated with hiding his secret. He dreams of becoming famous like Superman, but his mother worries about losing him if the world finds out. For his mother's sake, Oscar stays patient. But one day, he leaves the house without telling her and goes to a talent show to display his abilities. The show is a hit, and many people see him on TV, making him famous. He meets a man named David, an agent who promises to make him a star. David gives Oscar a big house in exchange for signing a contract. Oscar wants to be famous, so he participates in many shows. He quickly becomes known as the man without gravity. But over time, he feels like just a puppet used for entertainment. He realizes he's not the superhero he dreamed of being. Many books and documentaries are made about him, often painting a bad picture of his mother and grandmother, which he dislikes. During a show where he's dressed as an angel, Oscar gets angry and declares he's not an angel. He decides to quit being famous and tells his agent he's done. The agent protests, but Oscar insists, telling him to say that the man without gravity has passed away or flown into the air. He says goodbye to his mother, wanting to live a different life. News of his death spreads, with people speculating about him. Oscar's mother lives alone, never sharing any information about him with journalists. Years pass, and Oscar's mother also dies. Oscar, still alive, has changed his identity and works as a hotel receptionist. He hides his secret by using a wheelchair and growing a long beard. One day, he meets Agata again. She recognizes him because he still has the pink bag she gave him. They are happy to see each other, but Agata is unsatisfied with her life, focused only on making money. Oscar feels sad for her. He still has feelings for Agata, but she has changed and ignores his feelings. Eventually, they reconcile and get married, living in the same house where Oscar grew up. The movie ends here.